What's up guys, BigBadroid here, and here it finally is, the most teased video all over my social media. So welcome to the ultimate 4K gaming / video editing PC. Without any further ado, let's jump right into that beast. So guys, if by the end of this video you feel like making the exact same PC or get a few parts that I have been using, make sure to use the links down below in the description for a quick and easy trip to Amazon directly onto the product page. So without any further ado, let's jump into that PC. Alright, so first things first, let's get on with the motherboard. So for that, I went with the Z270 platform because of the processor I chose, to which I will be coming to very soon. So the Z270F gaming motherboard from Asus gives me easy overclocking capabilities, comes with 2 M.2 SSD slots, 6 SATA ports, 3 PCIe X16 slots, and a lot more stuff that I can't really mention because the video will get way over 30 minutes long or so. The best part about this motherboard though has to be the RGB and two-way SLI support. Sure, what also adds up are the metallic brackets on the PCIe X16 slots for extra rigidity and safe GPU housing. For the processor, I went ahead with an i7-7700K. Now before you guys start hating on me for not taking the Ryzen 1700X, hear me out. Even though the two processors are supposed to be similarly or equally priced, in India at least the 1700X costs way more than the 7700K. Now I could have stretched my budget just a little bit and gone with the AMD's 1700X, but the reason I did not do that is because I have had some terrible experiences with AMD in the past, and I just haven't gained that trust on AMD yet. I might do another build if I need to in the future using an AMD chip if those are reliable, but for now the 7700K is just fine. And speaking of the 7700K, it is not an uncapable chip at all. It still is a gaming beast. It yields much higher frame rates, well, not much higher but slightly higher frame rates than the 1700K when it comes to gaming in general. Number 2, the single core performance of the 7700K is going to be much better thanks to the higher clock speeds per core. As far as multi-core / multi-threaded applications are concerned, the 7700K is just awesome at handling all those. Obviously it won't be as good as the 1700X thanks to 8 cores and 16 threads on that, but I am just happy with 4 cores and 8 threads for now. For cooling, I went in for the ever so famous Corsair H100i V2 AIO cooler. This was clearly an easy choice because of its price, performance, and Corsair's goodwill. This does help me by keeping the temps of my CPU under control. On top of that, the Corsair logo is RGB, which you know is a priority. I did encounter a big problem while mounting this thing in my case with that motherboard though. I spoke about it and how I plan to fix it in the previous video of mine, which will be linked right up there or even in the description. It is definitely something worth checking out. Moving ahead to the GPU. Now this thing has been in debate all over my social media for so long now. People knew I had a 1080, but they also knew the budget I was going for, so they had no idea if I was going to put in a 1080, 2 1080s or one 1080 Ti. Well then, here's the big reveal. The card I've been using here is the GTX 1080 Ti. Now this card that I've got here is from Asus and is an OC edition. Now pairing that GPU with my 7700K does not make me regret my decision of getting that processor. Now the reason this particular card has an upper hand to all the other cards out there is because this one offers higher clock speeds even as compared to the Founders edition of the GTX 1080 Ti. And I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously the price is a little too steep, but the work I'm going to throw at that card is literally going to kill it someday. I'm going to do a lot of 3D rendering, a lot of After Effects, a lot of video editing, a lot of photo manipulation, a lot of gaming, and hopefully I'll get into streaming very soon. But as for future prospects, streaming is out of the way, but the other things might just go bang on to that card. And I'm pretty sure the Asus Strix GTX 1080 Ti OC edition is going to just handle all that very easily. Thanks to the 11GB of GDDR5X memory, I don't think it should be a big problem for that card. By the way, if you want me to do a separate review for the GTX 1080 Ti OC I have with me, then make sure to drop a like and also leave a comment down below, and I will get my butt to work on that. For the RAM, I went ahead with the Trident Z2 sticks of 8GB each at 3000 MHz. As you can already tell, RGB was definitely much more than just priority for this build. For the power supply, I didn't go overboard with unnecessary wattage and stuck to the reliable and stable Coolermaster MasterWatt 700 watt 80 plus rated power supply. I know you can't see the PSU here because of that awesome BigBadroid PSU shroud on it, but trust me, that is the one. It was a recommendation from a very trusted source and I didn't think twice before getting it. It has enough wattage to keep my PC parts up and running for long hours at a stretch without breaking a sweat. For the storage, I went with my previous PC's 1TB Seagate Barracuda, 256GB of Samsung Evo SSD, and another 1TB WD Blue hard drive. Now I'd like to take a quick second to thank my sponsors at Cesar. Cesar is a company full of PC building and modding enthusiasts. They offer everything from custom PC builds to PC mods, and they also provide add-on accessories for your PC. Now let's take a look at what they did for BigBadroid's PC that actually makes it the ultimate gaming PC. First off, they provided me with a case that was good looking and spacious enough for my hefty internals. The case here is the Coolermaster CM590 Mark III case. As you can see, they did a great job at matching the red, black and white theme of the channel. They managed to make some sick mods for my new cabinet that includes a sexy precision carved BigBadroid logo, a custom paint job and the amazing acrylic side panel. In addition to all this, peeping inside the case we can see that amazing custom BigBadroid PSU shroud with my text and logo. Additionally, it is backlit, so that adds a lot of value to the case. Looking a little higher, we can see those stealthy red cable extensions for the GPU, CPU power and the motherboard power. And finally, looking all the way to the top, we can see Cesar's own RGB light strip. I'll be going into a lot more detail about that light strip and a magnetic headphone stand that Cesar sent over to me for a separate video, so make sure to stick around for that. So if you're looking forward to get something similar as to what I got done on my cabinet, or something totally different as per your liking, so make sure to contact Cesar. All their contact links will be in the description down below, so make sure to go ahead and check them out. Now let's get to some stuff I really got obsessed with when it comes to my PC. First of all, those lights. I absolutely love how Asus's Aura software helps me sync all the lighting on the motherboard, RAM, GPU, fans and the cooler. It's so convenient for me to play with the lighting here and there and tone them according to my liking, with literally tens of modes to choose from and millions of colors to go through. The customization here is endless when it comes to lighting. I really enjoyed playing with the lights and it just adds a lot of aesthetics to the build. I guess I should mention how I didn't take a CD drive for my build. Well, the reason behind this is pretty simple. I haven't used a CD in like the past 2.5 years and I think I can just live without the drive. The only problem I had without a CD drive though was installing the motherboard drivers. But that too was not as big of a problem because I downloaded all the drivers on my phone, literally on my OnePlus 3T right here. Put it in a single file, put it on my PC using the USB connection. And then I just installed everything, and as soon as the Ethernet drivers were installed, installing other things was just a breeze. So yeah, obsolete CDs, but portable storage for life. Now guys, I have not overclocked that CPU yet, but I am going to do that for sure. So let me know in the comment section down below if you want me to get that on video and share it with you guys in the form of a tutorial or just as an update as to what I've done with the CPU. I do realize that the cable management inside the case is not the best, and I will be working on that really very soon. So make sure to follow me on my social media so that you can stay updated as to what is going on in that sexy beast. So guys, this is definitely a high-end build, but is it just for gaming? Well, no. In fact, I've been using this with a 1080p monitor. Okay, yeah. I've been using that with the 1080p monitor, and well, that is a disgrace, but not until you listen to what I'm doing. That GPU is actually under a lot of load for like the majority part of the day. I've been gaming, well, that is not load for that GPU. I've been working on Premiere, I've been working on After Effects, Photoshop, Audition, Lightroom, 3ds Max, sometimes Maya, and sometimes Nuke. Now rendering all this is not an easy job, and rendering all this quick is definitely not an easy job. So the GTX 1080 Ti actually gets pushed to the limits along with my processor when it comes to multiple apps rendering things at the same time. So if I need to render out a 3D image, and I want to render out my video, and I want to render out some After Effects stuff as well all at the same time, that thing is going under a lot of tension, trust me. And since I will be upgrading my monitor to maybe a widescreen or a 4K monitor, it's only going to get worse. And I do plan on going SLI maybe in the future, not 100% sure though, but if that happens, that's going to be a task. But a video will be out if that happens at all. I do still have to upgrade my RAM to 32 gigs though, because 16 gigs is not going to cut it for me. The RAM is definitely a bottleneck right now. My PC does get sluggish at times, so getting 16 more gigs of RAM very soon. Now you guys might be wondering why I do not have an M.2 SSD in my PC build. Well, here it is. Again, the M.2 SSDs are pretty damn expensive. In addition to that, I don't think I really need an M.2 SSD right now. Sure, the speeds are pretty good, they're seriously very fast even as compared to my SSD, but I don't really think at a particular point of time speeds do actually matter, because SSD is definitely fast enough to boot my Windows and all the necessary applications that I have. Spending that much more for just slightly quicker app opening speeds or boot up times, it just did not make sense for me. So I took a decision to actually leave out on M.2 and get the traditional SSD instead, and that is exactly what I did with the 256 gig Samsung Evo SSD. With all that being said, we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, let me know by leaving a like and also subscribing if you haven't already. My social media links will be in the description down below just in case. And guys, make sure to check out Cesar and their amazing work. It will be linked down below. And finally, I'll catch you guys later.